Welcome back, Fight Fam. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today we're going to talk about Vasyl Lomachenko versus Devin Haney for the undisputed crown at 135 pounds, aka the lightweight division. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate your feedback. So today we're going to focus on the skills breakdown of exactly why Lomachenko can win this fight. So recently I had a few conversations with individuals who attempted to sway me from my opinion that I believe Devin Haney had this fight in the bag. In fact, I believe he'd win by a large margin. Now, they've brought different ideas to the table that gave me some points of consideration. For example, Devin Haney's gas tank, Devin Haney's lack of experience against elite level competition necessarily, guys of Loma's ilk, and some other technical issues such as his concerns with the left hand fighter's jab and things like that, lead hand dominance. Okay. So I've taken those things into consideration, and I'm going to explain how, based on what I've been able to study, Lomachenko still has a path to victory. Now, going in, I believe that what I saw against Jermaine Ortiz let me know that there was some slippage in Loma's skills, and I didn't attribute the majority of it to him being rusty, like ring rust. I attribute it to him just being older, naturally slowing down. Even though he doesn't have a lot of professional fights, I believe that Father Time is undefeated, and that was kind of swaying me in a particular direction with this fight. Given a little bit more time to digest what I've seen, I could concede that some of the issues he had with Jermaine Ortiz were an anomaly, but also Jermaine Ortiz is a different type of fighter than Devin Haney, so some of the problems that he posed won't be there in this particular matchup. Now, what Loma does well is he uses his footwork, and you can take issue with certain elements of his footwork, but if you're a fighter who doesn't necessarily do well with dudes who can hop pivot and create their own angles, these flaws for some fighters, for highly technical fighters, may present a different type of issue for fighters who aren't quite as technical when it comes to their opponent's footwork. I don't know that Devin monitors his opponent's footwork as much as he does what they're doing with their upper body and their hands. This actually plays in Loma's favor. So when you talk about Loma using footwork to create space for his jab, where he can use outside foot dominance, step around, throw the jab, pivot back the other way. Sometimes he uses an L step to create an angle on his opponents that it's so unorthodox and uncommon, it works in his favor, even though it's not technically sound. For Devin, because in my opinion, he's a very technical fighter, I think that he's so by the book sometimes. When you do unorthodox things, it throws him off. And that's why you see him sometimes have concerns with southpaw fighters. I think what's also going to happen is Loma, as opposed to Devin fading late, Loma seems to come on late. Now, that could be him starting slow to have reserves because he understands he's a little bit older fighter. So he starts a little slower, and then later in the fight, he starts to pick up the tempo. If Devin is actually starting to gas out at that time on the scorecards and for the judges, this could hurt Devin. So he might need to be a little bit economic early and make sure he's got reserves in the gas tank. Now for Loma, the biggest thing is going to be have a very even performance throughout the fight. Don't get behind early, because in some regards, I feel like the scorecards might already sway his way, because I just got this sneaking suspicion like some top rank magic might happen because Devin is trying to set his own course and Loma is the house guy. But conspiracy theories aside, I just think that it's important for Loma to try and actually build up rounds early and have a lead instead of trying to make a comeback. Because if you wait too long to strike on Devin, he could catch you slipping. And I'm not calling a knockout, but it could become a fest where his physical presence can dominate Loma. And when you see a bigger guy kind of pushing the other guy around, they tend to start to win rounds that way. So for Loma, he's got to use his strength, that grown man strength, that 35-year-old strength, to hold his ground against Devin. These are the different paths I think that are going to get him there. So if I had to give 3 keys, the number one thing is to hold your ground and don't get pushed around by Devin Haney. The next one is to start a little bit earlier. Don't wait until the 6th round to get going. You got to get going in 3 or 4 at the latest, or hell, you want to start from round 1. And use footwork, but be clean with it. Don't take too many chances with your footwork. And I think those are the ways that Lomachenko can actually win this fight. So we'll love to get your thoughts. This fight is in about a week, so let me know what you think. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.